chat. Hello. How are we? Look what I did! Guys, I fixed it! I fixed the chat! I did it! Are y'all proud of me? I did it! It took forever, but I did it! There. But yeah, I did it! Yay! Took me way too fucking long. How is everyone today? Yeah, no, it is. Tis huge. Because God knows I was struggling to figure out how the hell to fix it. Like, God, that took far too long to figure out how to fix it. So long. All right, we can, yeah, let's transition over now. Hi! How are we today? Are we doing well? Are we ready for some Caller X Malice? Are we ready? Look at the chat! I'm so proud of myself. You have no idea how long it took me to fix it and how tired I am from doing something behind the scenes that I can't talk about until until it's time. Y'all probably gonna kill me, but whatever. How are we? Are we doing well? I hope we are. Yay! Do, 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 do. Oh gosh, my throat. What the fuck was that noise? Anyways, we're gonna start. We're gonna go into some Call X Malice today, and I'm very excited. Though I will admit, I've been addicted to a certain game. I've literally as we were like the starting intro music was playing, I was playing that game. I'm not gonna say which game because y'all will find out. Did I eat? I had a granola bar. Does that count? I had a granola bar and coffee. That's about it. So I'm gonna eat a full meal later, but I ate something. I didn't eat nothing. I ate something. I hope that's enough for you to feel satisfied. Mo? What's Mo? Who's Mo? Does not. Damn it! It's fine. It's fine, guys. Guys, we're so goated. We're fine. No, I cannot tell you. You'll find out, though. You will find out. You will find out. Next week. No, it's not Genshin. You guys will find out next week what game it was. And y'all are gonna kill me. But it's fine. We'll call it even. I will do so after stream. But that is not the time right now. The time right now is Caller X Malice. So why don't we hop right into the game? Beautiful. Okay. Full screen. And I can full screen it now. Oh my god. Wait, chat's kind of low? Or am I kind of high up? I'm a little tad big. He shrinks me down a little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now we can screen. Beautiful. All right. Let's play some Caller X Malice. Time for a manhunt. Oh, please let me know if the volume's good. I have no clue if it's any good. Please let me know if I need to up it or turn it down at all. I haven't tested it. That's okay. They long. That Fire Emblem one, oh, it was just me needing ibuprofen. While we were on our way back to the station, Okazaki murmured, "The target is likely someone who committed some misdeed in the past."
それにしても、三条はどうして勝負なんて持ちかけたんだろう。
I was curious about that too. If Sanjo is a member of Adonis, what if he's in some kind of danger?
多分だけど、俺たちのこと知ってるみたいだったから、きっと君の首輪のことも知ってると思うんだ。
Yes. The person behind the collar had probably heard the entire conversation. What if Sanjo, as one of Adonis's pawns, would be punished for trying to act on his own ahead of schedule? His memories erased, just like Rika Sugawara. It was definitely a pretty risky maneuver for Sanjo.
君に事件を解明させたいっていうのが首輪をつけた人間からの要望だったよね。これも犯人側にとっては君を試す手段の一つなのかもしれない。
Testing me? I felt both anxious and angry. It was like they were toying with me. But I couldn't let myself be controlled by such feelings. Now that we had been given this chance, I had to do whatever it took to prevent the attack.
ところでさ、ね、本当に休まなくていいの？もうこんな時間だし、やっぱり家に帰った方がいいんじゃない？
I think I'd just stay up worrying if I went home. I'll be fine. Okazaki told me to get some rest and that we'd start gathering information tomorrow morning. But I couldn't stay still, so I would continue research when I returned to the station. I should look for police officers who might have a grudge held against them. I had to look for whatever I could find. The time limit was drawing closer. Thank you for walking me back. I thanked Okazaki as usual once we were in front of the police station.
また明日の朝合流だね。
All right. I couldn't do my normal work tomorrow, so I needed to ask Morioka for time off. I'm sorry I can't tell him the whole story. If I made the wrong move and Adonis thought I wasn't cooperating, there'd surely be victims.
本当に大丈夫かな？
Okazaki still looked worried. Every day he told me not to push myself too hard, but I couldn't obey that advice today. It's okay. I'm tough. Huh! Okazaki chuckled when I did an impression of the text he'd sent me before.
ああ、まねっこ。いけないんだ。
Nickel! Don't call me a cat! You noticed?
当たり前だよ。でも、可愛かったから許してあげる。
I thought your text was cuter. For a while, we laughed together, and his gaze softened.
でも、大事な時に動けなくなったら困るから、本当に無理はしないこと。約束。ね。
Alright. I promise.
君が倒れちゃったりしたら、俺が生きてる意味なくなっちゃうからね。
You're exaggerating. When he talked like this, it always made my heartbeat quicken. But I knew he was trying to help me, and that warmed my heart.
大げさじゃないんだけどな。
Make sure you get plenty of rest too. We did a lot of What the fuck? I hope that didn't affect the stream. I don't know what the fuck just happened. My entire screen just went black for a second there, guys. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Okay. Hopefully the stream's okay. Make sure you get plenty of rest too. We did a lot of walking today. I'll be counting on you tomorrow. Thank you.
ほんと？たくさん頼ってくれる？
Of course.
よかった。君が頼ってくれるの、すごく嬉しいな。
Pathetic puppy. Okazaki grabbed my hand and swung me back and forth like a child. Mary! Oh, dear Lord. Did I miss something? Oh, nope. I'd held those large hands many times, but it still made my heart race.
あと夜中でも大丈夫だから何かあったらすぐにメールしてね。調べたことで相談したいとかそういうのでも。
Thank you. His smile was so innocent. I laughed with him, still holding his hands.
あとちゃんとご飯を食べて。
Don't call me out like that! What the fuck? Bruh, even in games I cannot escape someone telling me to eat food. Oh boy. Okay.
それからちゃんと寝て。
Oh my god. Yes, I know. Okazaki, if you don't mind, people were going to notice. Okazaki sadly let go.
あとは何かあったかな。
Oh god. I'll be okay. Goodness, you're so overprotective lately.
仕方ないじゃない。君が嫌がっても心配するよ。
It's not that I don't like it.
あ、でもここで俺が引き止めたら君の睡眠時間が減っちゃう。ずっとそばにくっついてたいけどそうもいかないもんね。
I suppose not. I was also reluctant to part ways, but why did he let that slip? It made me a little lonely to think that I was the only one who realized it. I'll be heading inside then.
頑張って。また明日ね。
I left Okazaki and returned to the station.
さてと、彼らに連絡しないと。
Oh, yes. Thank you for today. God, there was your help. I appreciate it. Any progress? Keisuke Sonjo is with Adonis. That's almost guaranteed. Do you have any evidence? Don't tell me he confessed. Nope, but he announced the target that would die tomorrow. What? He told you that right there? Why? He challenged her and he said he'd turn himself in if she stopped the attack. I don't get it. So place and target. Sorry, water. This is your reminder. Stay hydrated. Target's an active police officer. That's the only hint he gave. She's looking for an officer who someone might have a grudge against. Can you lend a hand there? Real slave driver, aren't you? I'll buy donuts. Don't want them. Bring at least 10. I don't share. That's my Takeru. That's my boy. My boy doesn't share anyone or anything with anyone, including me. Yes, sir. Don't take the bait. Those emojis are so annoying. They're cute. Enough, Okazaki. We need new intel too. What is it? We got some top secret files on the PM assassination attempt 2 years ago. Thanks. Can I come pick them up? Be here in 5 minutes.
タケル君はせっかちだな。
You're the one who brought up donuts. That's your fault.
柳さんも協力 OK してくれたことだし、これでいろいろと動きやすくなるかな。2年前か。あの時俺が死んでいたら。
Oh?
そんなもしも考えたって意味ない。
So I'm just doing real quick checks on stuff. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine. Okay.
でも今度こそ失敗したくないから、あの時みたいな思いはもうしない。俺のやるべきこと、役割、願いをきっと君が叶えてくれるよね。
I'm concerned what this wish is. Perspective change. Ichika Hoshino. December 22nd, 7 a.m. Phew. The next morning, I yawned and stretched in front of my monitor. I'd taken a nap as I'd been ordered to, and then thrown myself headlong into research on my workstation.
おはよ
Ohio! Ah, good morning, Okazaki.
う。ゆうべはちゃんと寝た？
Yes, in the nap room.
何時間？
About 3 hours?
ダメだよ。最低4時間半寝ないと疲れは取れないんだから。
Leave me be. I checked the time. We'd promised to meet up in the morning, but there was still plenty of time before our meetup. Did you get enough sleep, Okazaki?
うん、寝たよ。
How many hours?
3時間ぐらいかな。
Eh? Then you aren't one to talk!
俺の睡眠は良質だからいいの。
Oh, woe is me, high quality.
ゆ
Uh-huh.
うべはとっておきの睡眠グッズを駆使して寝たんだから。
Uh-huh. Though, through the course of our conversation, I became fully awake. Anyways, can we talk about what I managed to dig up last night? When I changed the subject, Okazaki's expression changed, and he nodded.
もちろん。聞かせて。
There were many police scandals that had arisen here in the past 5 years. Sanjo implied that Todoroki had committed some misdeed in the past that wasn't public knowledge, and Sanjo had held animosity over that misdeed against him. That meant the next target was very likely to be an officer that also had been involved in some past scandal. I found a dozen of incidents. I think if I go back further, I'll keep finding more. But I didn't know how to limit my search. There was no end to them. I considered preventing all the officers that I considered at risk of being a target from leaving the building. But I don't have the authority to do that. And I wouldn't be able to explain my reasons to Investigations HQ anyway. So it feels like I'm just losing sight of how I need to go about this. I thought that discussing my findings could help me refocus, but I was getting more annoyed.
焦らない焦らない。できることからやっつけよう。
He patted me on the head, calming my nerves the way he always did.
そうだな。まずは今調べたことをもとに白石さんに話を聞いてみるのはどう？
Shiraishi.
なるほどね。
Oh
それ
boy.
で俺に意見を聞きに来たと。
Well then. Hello, Shiraishi. When we explained everything to Shiraishi, he leaned in curiously, as if an interesting game had caught his attention. Should I dig deeper into the past? There's no end of information, and we're running out of time.
君が調べた不祥事の関係者の中にターゲットはいると思うよ。
Huh? Why?
三条が離職したのは5年前でしょ。彼がそれより前の事件に興味を持つかな。君の話を聞いた感じだと、彼は自分が辞めた後も変わらない警察の体質に苛立ってる。だとしたら、辞める前より後の不祥事に目が行くはずだよね。
そっか。確かにそうだね。
It would make sense, but oh shit. Shiraishi, do you think any of these people would be targets?
俺が当てちゃったらつまらなくない？
The thing is, I agree with Shiraishi's statement, but there's an if, but there's a but in this sentence. And that is, we don't know if the reason Sanjo quit was because of the incident, or if that was his breaking point and there was something that happened before. So I could see why Ichika would look back farther to see if Sanjo was related in any other types of officer scandals or like working underneath them, because it might have not been it might just be the tip of the iceberg. I get that. I agree with that. No. Plus, boring isn't really the issue here.
でもさ、俺の情報は君から間接的に聞いたものでしかないわけだし。三条と直接接触した君の意見を教えてよ。でないとさすがに俺も絞れない。
Even though you need that information, it's still all tangled up in my head.
じゃあさ、一つずつ一緒に考えを整理していこうよ。
Okazaki helpfully chimed in. I nodded.
じゃあまず12月に起こってる事件の性質についておさらいしてみようか。今日までに何件も起こってるわけだけど、これらの事件の共通点は何？
They weren't well planned and were carried out in a way to dispose of Adonis pawns, right?
へえ、すぐに出てくるなんてちゃんと頭使えてるじゃない。意外だね。
Rude! Please don't make so much fun of me.
そうだよ、白石さん。彼女はやればできる子だよ。
Thank you. Okazaki, that's not very encouraging.
ね、ごめん。とにかく俺の許可なしに彼女をいじめたらダメだからね、白石さん。
Doesn't that mean he can tease me if he does have your permission?
大丈夫。許可出さないから。
Oh, Lord. Okay.
君たちって仲良かったんだね。
I realized that Shiraishi had a surprised look on his face.
そう、すっごく仲いいよ。
He's causing misunderstandings again.
岡崎くんのザレ言だと思ってたけど。
Yes, he is. So
何が起
encouraging.
こるかわからない。
So encouraging.
まあいいや、話を戻そうか。12月に起こってる事件の共通点ね。君が言ったもの以外にもう一つあるよ。
Oh, there is?
これはヒントをあげようか。今日にでも正式発表されるだろうけど、菅原理香が焼死事件の犯人として立件された。菅原は7月のストーカー殺人事件の関係者であり、12月に起きた焼死事件の実行犯でもある。
共通点ってそのことか。
Substitutes.
あれ、もう分かってた。じゃ
I got
あ
it.
君もとっくに気づいてる感じ？
Though it's not that hard to figure out. Oh, right, walkthrough. Fuck. I forgot there's a walkthrough. What chapter? Chapter 4? Chapter 2, 4. Wait. Oh, okay. There we go. That's the right one? Yes. Okay, got it. Okay. They're linked to the countdown crimes. There's a connection to the monthly X-Day crimes from April to November, right? What's with the reaction?
あれ、白石さん、ちゃんと俺の言ったこと守ってくれてるんだ。
Huh?
俺の許可がないと君をいじめちゃダメだよって言ったでしょ。
Oh my lord. You both need to stop.
多分今いじめたかったんじゃないかな。でも我慢したんだよ。
本職の人間をプロファイリングするとはね。岡崎くんって本当に食えないよね。
No, so was my answer wrong?
合ってるよ。正解。
So why did he react like that then? Don't tell me he thought that I definitely wouldn't be able to understand, or that he was impressed that I was able to figure it out with my tiny brain. It's obviously that.
白石さんってひねくれてるよね。
Contrarian! We throw it out the window!
君にだけは言われたくない気がするな。
And we throw out the window! We throw Shiraishi out the window! He can join the others!
なんだっけ、話がずれちゃった。12月に起きてる事件の共通点だよね。
銃殺された元ゲーム開発会社勤務の男性は8月の事件で被害者たちがこぞってプレイしてたゲームの開発者だった。15日に起こった都庁舎爆破事件は教育委員会を狙ったもので学校の隠蔽体質を訴えたもの。 これは6月に起こった中学校爆破事件と関連性がある。
In other words, the event that Sanjo warned us about is likely connected to the November homicide.
そういうこと。
Cat creep. You nickel. I was correct to think that the target would be someone related to the police who had been implicated in the past scandals.
そうだとして、警察の不祥事って公にされてるものとそうでないものがあるよね。君が調べた中には警察内部しか知り得ない不祥事もあるでしょ。
Sorry, Dion. Ah, yes. I looked up whatever I could, even if they weren't events the public was aware of.
どっちも含めると数が多いし、これも絞れるんじゃないかな。
Police scandals that were publicized and unpublicized. Probably the ones that were unpublicized. No, one that was publicized, because then it would be harder damage. Publicized! I was right! Publicized, because it does more damage if it reaches the public. Sanjo despises police culture, so he'd be interested in unpublicized events. But that wouldn't fit with the way that Adonis has been doing things. If Adonis wants to provoke the police and stir up public animosity, as they have in the past, then I think they'd want quick results. For example, there could be publicly known events that had unnaturally faded from view. In other words, it might be more persuasive to use previously known incidents and claims that the media was manipulated to remove from the view.
俺もそう思うよ。事件を起こしたのは確実なはずなのに無罪になったものとかね。
じゃあそれに的を絞ったとして、三条圭介が狙うならどんな人物だと思う？不祥事って言っても種類はたくさんあるよね。収賄、証拠捏造、捜査ミス。
Sanjo would target. There should be less choice in there. Okay, that one. Okay, that one was kind of obvious. I could have done that one without the guide. Someone who got away with a crime. Sanjo used to be a police officer. He'd be aware that there are officers who lament that tough investigations and unintentional mistakes sometimes lead to damaging consequences. I'm not condoning the mistakes, but if he's experienced that, then I doubt he'd be willing to kill for such reasons. Okazaki nodded in agreement.
彼には彼なりの信念や正義がある。俺にもそう見えたよ。
When he said that, I recalled Sanjo's words.
規則に縛られてるだのなんだの言って、警察官が罪を犯したらちょいともみ消して武勇伝のように吹聴して回る始末だ。
Which means the target is someone who should have been punished for committing a crime, but wasn't charged and instead remained a police officer.
ま、そうなるだろうね。
Looking at my list, there were 4 people who fit all the conditions. Surprisingly, all of them worked in local police boxes.
知ってる人はいる？
No, I don't know anyone on police box duty that I haven't worked with directly. Even though they were stationed in Shinjuku, they were spread out all over the ward.
まずは彼らに危険が迫っていることを知らせた方がいいんじゃない？
電話だと信用されないだろうから、直接会って話した方がいいね。
Then we should split up. I'll ask I'll ask Mochida and Saiki to help.
事情は話せなくても、とにかく必死だってことが伝われば、このご時世だし危機意識も持つでしょ。
あとは犯行場所だけど。
If the target point is along a patrol route, then there are too many to narrow down.
そっちは多分大丈夫。
Eh? How so?
実は昨日から吉成君に三条を見張らせてるんだ。
Oh!
彼ならまだ面が割れてないからね。
Since when? I was impressed by Okazaki's preparedness. Though if Sanjo had relocated after we left, when it wouldn't be possible to track him, which meant that Okazaki had already called Yoshinari when we were at the building.
昨日見た感じだと三条はくぐってきた修羅場が多そうだし相当実力もありそうだったけど実はねうちの吉成くんもああ見えてものすっ
Give
ご
your
く強
puppy
い
some
し素早
credit.
いしずぶといんだよ
Oh boy. Really?
何回か死んでもおかしくない経験してるからね
I really don't want to know. It made sense since Yoshinari was an SP officer, but I wouldn't expect it from his demeanor.
まあ吉成くんだと何もないところでつまずいて盛大に転んで対象逃がしちゃいそうだなとか思ったでしょ
No, I wouldn't go that far.
ああ上から降ってきた植木鉢が頭に当たったりもしそうだよね似合う
I hope not. He'd die.
でも驚くことに彼はちゃんと避けられるんだよ意外でしょ
Oh my lord. For some reason, Okazaki painted a very comically competent image of Yoshinari. So the chances of Sanjo being a red herring meant to distract us while someone else commits the crime
ほ
are...
ぼゼロだね
Okazaki answered confidently.
かなり高い確率で三条は自分で手を下すと思う
Fuck it, we're going overtime. I want to finish
彼
this
の
chapter.
正義を汚した警察官への憎悪は深い他人にやらせるなんてことしない
同感俺も自分でやると思うな
それに勝負って言ったからには自分で出てくるはずだよね
I nodded in firm agreement. It was near a certainty that Sanjo would take part in the crime. I'd sensed that he was acting based on his own personal code, and that he had suffered a terrible tragedy in his past. I didn't think he'd stray from his conviction.
ただまかれる可能性もゼロじゃないからねターゲットの巡回ルートの中でこれまでのカウントダウンに関連性のありそうな場所も一応絞っておこうか
それは柳くんたちに頼んだら
そうしようと思ってたとこ
柳くんも怪獣されちゃったかなんだか面白くないな
Oh boy.
俺はやっとみんなと仲良くなれても
I
の
don't
す
think they
ご
call you a
く面
friend,
白いけどね
Okazaki. No
俺を
offense.
除いてかな
そうなんだよね白石さんとはまだちょっと難しそう
Of course.
そもそも仲良くなる気がないでしょう君の言
Let
う
the
仲良
boys
く
fight.
っていうのがどういう意味なのか知らないけどさ
残念だけどごめんね
Water.
ありがたくて涙が出るくらいだから謝らなくていいよ
Ugh. They were smiling. The barbs that Okazaki and Shiraishi were trading. The barbs. That's a new word. Didn't match the wide grins on their faces. This is scary. This isn't scary. This is entertainment. Where's my popcorn? The chill that ran down my back was so bad that I couldn't even hear what they were saying. So why don't we all get to work? I interrupted their chat out of desperation. They simultaneously turned to me and nodded.
大丈夫絶対に食い止められるよ
ゲームの結果は気になるからまあできる限り協力してあげようかな
Thank you. The plan was set. Once we decided our individual orders, I contacted our allies. Then, the operation would begin once we heard from Yoshinari. Do we have time? We might actually have enough time. Yoshinari told us that Sanjo was making his way towards Shinjuku Garden. So Okazaki started to head there too. Yoshinari and Mochida would be standing by outside the park just in case anything happened. Currently, no civilians were allowed inside Shinjuku Garden. It had been made off limits ever since it was used as the site of the X-Day murders that happened in August. Ever since that point, it had been added to the list of patrol routes of officers that worked in the police boxes.
わざわざここを選んだのには何か理由がありそうだよね。
Because it's got the most cover? Yes, I think so too. This was the center of the August incident. And one night, it had been the place where I was collared.
本来なら事件に馴染みのある場所を選ぶとは考えにくい。特定されやすいからね。でも白石さんも言ってたよ。犯人の行動原理としてそういう傾向もあり得るって。もし三条がここを選ぶなら彼は破壊願望者か。この状況を楽しんでる。
Sorry, I saw burn and I was like, I had two routes. I had to go burn from Hamilton or world burn from Mean Girls, and I went with the world burn because it made more sense. He came here specifically because he knew that the police would know.
象徴的な場所を選ぶのはパフォーマンスの一環かな。
Get over yourself, Mary.
本気で逃げる気がない証拠だと思うよ。
We talked. We talked, waiting for the appointment time. There were only a few minutes left until the target officer was set to arrive.
おお、ご苦労さん。
When Sanjo showed up with an uncanny casual attitude, Okazaki moved in front to protect me from anything.
お前たちがここにいるってことは、ターゲットを絞れたんだな。やるじゃねえか。
あれだけヒントをもらってればね。
Your target was supposed to pass through here, wasn't he?
なあ、そうだ。あの最低な野郎がな。
塩見かける、25歳。彼はもともと地方の交番勤務で、婦女暴行の嫌疑がかけられていた。
Oh God, he is garbage.
しかも常習犯。複数の被害届が出されていたけど、すべて罪に問われることはなかった。
Which one, Okazaki or Sanjo? Because I feel like Sanjo is a prophet girl. Is like him protect. Okay, but Mary, hear me out. Do you think if I sent a picture of Sanjo to Prophet, do you think she'd go hot? Do you think if I sent a picture of Sanjo to Prophet, she'd go hot? Do you think? Because I feel like he's very her type. Yes, Okazaki is cute. Now, like, answer my question. If I sent this to Prophet, it would probably go, that's hot.
そうだよね。
なあ、お偉いさんの息子だかなんだかで結局もみ消されてお咎めなしだ。そのせいで異動になったっていうが、むしろ東京への移動じゃ出世だろ。
Perfect.
名誉の功績扱いかなんかだ。
Wait, hold on. One second, please. Don't mind me just sending a photo. Don't worry about it. Okay, moving on. Now we just wait for Prophet to respond. Don't worry about it. Yeah. What is I'm the bird. I'm trying to delay. I don't know. Yeah, there is quite a delay. I'm hoping to eventually get that better. I'm looking at getting a new chat box. I'm looking at Etsy at the moment. I'm like, there's some really cute ones, but I'm not sure if I want to change them because they're kind of pricey. And I'm broke.
普通なら免職
But
か
I'm
実
looking at
刑
them.
か。いや、復讐で殺されたって文句言えねえ立場だろ。なのに悪びれず、逆に濡れ衣だなんだ。被害者ずれして周りに話してやがる。あんな野郎は裁かれて当然。
Yeah, no, I agree with this statement. Yeah, no, that does. I would agreed. I agree with Sanjo here. Sanjo's temper was calm, but I could hear the contempt in his words. I stood my ground and watched him, refusing to let myself be intimidated.
他にも君にとって裁くべき候補者はいた。でも一人に絞ったのはここを巡回する警察官だったからなのかな。
のそこまで分かってんのか。勘がいいね。それともそっちにいるプロファイラーが俺の傾向を分析でもしたか。
どっちもかな。8月の事件に関わりのあるこの場所を選んだのはどうして。
Sanjo's way too fucking calm. Like, don't get me wrong. Dude's calm. Since we've met him. But he's too calm for someone who's admitting to a crime and something feels off.
そりゃ、お前たちに関係のある話か。
Yes, there is one. However, even if you picked this place so you could grandstand, Adonis does have a taste for the theatrical. But it doesn't bite off more than it can chew. They always move with a purpose.
へえ、予想以上に。警察にしちゃ骨のある奴らだな。その通りだ。俺がここを選んだのにはそれなりの理由がある。
And that is...
それは何。
俺が8月の事件の実行犯だからだよ。
Oh! Okay. What did you just say?
不思議な話じゃないだろう。お前たちも毎月のカウントダウンが交換殺人ってことには気づいてるはずだ。なら、俺が自分の復讐を任せた代わりに誰かの復讐を肩代わりしたってのは自然な流れだろうが。
Well then. He's very calm. The August murders. Players of an online video game had been shot and killed in a series of murders. This event had the highest death toll next to the June incident. Surprise. The shooting spanned several days, producing numerous victims, but the killer was never caught. Public trust in the police took a nosedive. This incident led to the repeal of the Swords and Firearms Control Law in Shinjuku. It was you? You shot them all in the head.
そうだ。俺がやった。
Okay then. Even if this was revenge for someone, how could you kill so many people you had no issues with?
ジョーちゃんには理解できねえみたいだな。
Yeah, no, that's kind of foolish, girly. I'm agreeing with Sanjo on this one. Guys, I'm a villain. I'm such a villain.
俺たちには俺たちなりの正義や信念があるとでも思って同情的になってたか。まあアドニスが掲げる正義っつうのは一つのやり方としてありだとは思ってる。どんな理由があろうと、どんな大義を抱えてようと、
That's true.
殺人は殺人だ。
Honestly,
言い訳なんかできねえんだよ。
playing this game gives you such a like I did philosophy when I was in high school, and it gives you such perspective on what the gray areas that you can cross, like how far is too far. It's so interesting because now if I was like before I'd taken philosophy and I looked at this, I'm like, murder is murder. Like what you did was not okay. But because I took philosophy, I'm like, no, he kind of making sense. He do be telling the truth. Like that not wrong. I'm a villain. Guys, I'm a villain. It's my villain arc. Listen, if my protege is if my if my self-proclaimed Ushi is fucking monarch, yeah, makes sense. Sanjo's matter-of-fact words sounded like they were coming from a police officer, but he wasn't one. That meant
俺は己が人殺しであることを否定しない。正当化するつもりもない。アドニスと違ってな。
I picture those. I'm sorry. I'm like still like I just had a vivid image of like standing as Sanjo and like pointing his gun at an innocent person's head. The thought process behind it. Because for those who don't know, one of the most fascinating things to me is what drives someone to murder. It is a psychology thing I have been so interested in studying since I was literally in elementary school. It's so fascinating to take into consideration what goes through someone's head when they decide to cross that line. So this is like really fun for me because it's like I get to learn what drove him. I'm so curious what went through his head when he pulled that trigger. I want to know. I want to pick his brain about it.
白石さんの言った通りだね。君は警察のこともアドニスのことも
I don't think he's
言ってしまえ
indifferent
ば
though.
この世界のことがどう
I
でも
think
いい。
there's more. I'm so curious.
ああ。お前も似たようなもんだと思うけどな。
Oh. What does he mean?
俺は8月15人をこの手で殺した。
Damn, that's a body count.
俺が過去に受けた傷なんてのより15人殺した罪の方がよっぽど重い。それだけ殺して許されるなんざ思ってね。
I want to pick his brain so badly. If you know that, then why?
だがその命の重さは誰が測る。償いきれない罪に罰を与えたところで多額の金を渡したところで遺族は満足するのか。
Let me talk. Listen, have you listen, I grew up watching those true crime murders, like true crime like podcasts and like documentaries and stuff. Oh my god, they were so fascinating. I just wanted to learn more. So this to me is so interesting. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's so cool. It's not cool that people are dead. Like that's not the cool part, but it's interesting to understand what goes on in this fucker's head. Because like look at this, like let's hold on. A little philosophy with me because we're going to go over time because I want to go philosophy mode on you guys. Let's pick apart the sentence. But who decides the weight of a life? When one is punished for a heinous crime and money changes hands, does it satisfy I forget I don't know what the last word is, but you get the gist. Who decides the weight of a life? That sentence is so fucking philosophical. It is so riddled with guilt and honesty and sadness and hatred. But it's the truth. Like, why do we, you take into consideration of how we as humans take such priority in life preservation. Look at our hospitals. Everything that we have today, we have, especially in medicine, we have to preserve our own lives. Humans are created from selfish and greedy people. Like that is what the foundation of humanity. We are creatures who strived to survive and adapt and evolve, all to preserve and extend our own lives. Because back in the days, living over the age of 40 was rare sometimes. It's so interesting to take into consideration what he's stating, that who decided that a human life is so important. Why is it so important? Is it just for self-preservation? Who decided that our lives were important? It is such an interesting, philosophical question of why is our life important? Why do we exist? And why is it only us on this planet that continues to strive for longevity? It's so interesting to take that into consideration and to like look at a character who is portrayed as a villain, but everything he's saying, like, look, if you even go back a little bit. Where do I want it? Like, let's even break down this part. The weight of those 15 dead is far heavier than the wound I suffered in the past. I don't expect to be forgiven for what I've done. But what is there to forgive? If we do, why do we place such value in life? It is a fascinating concept if you actually take the time to process it and think about it and sit with it. We as humans put such emphasis on life that we don't really know where it comes from. Why we think these things are such a heinous act. Honestly, I'll do it. Cause like it's so interesting. Cause look at Sanjo. He is cause if we look for things from Sanjo's perspective, Sanjo was someone who was abused in the police, who was tormented, and then someone offered him the ability to have justice, to have revenge, as dirty as it may sound. If we did not have the morals and laws that we do have as humans, this wouldn't be bad. This would be getting even. There's nothing bad about this if we take away human morals and our laws. This would just be a normal day. But because humans and humanity have placed such heavy value on life, we're now looking at something to the normal, quote unquote normal human would find a disgusting act. But to him, it's not. Because he does not have the same morals. He feels guilty, yes, because he believes that he also values life. He values life in a way, but he also understands that justice is just as important as life. And for the people who are living, it's important for the people who are living. But then why is it important to them? And also, why should it be important? Like, there's all these factors you have to take into consideration when you're thinking about this. And it's so cool to talk about it. I'm sorry, I want to harp on it longer, but I know we should move on because I have to make a thumbnail and I'd like to use a picture, and I know there's a picture coming up. But yeah, it is such an interesting conversation to have of where humanity got its values of life and why it was deemed important. And why murder is considered such a heavy crime. It's so, I'm sorry, it's just so fascinating. It reminds me of my philosophy class where we talked about the fisherman's theory, or the fisherman's philosophy code, where it's like 3 fishermen are out on sea and get lost, and they basically are starving for 3 days. So they kill the one fisherman who is very sick, who's an orphan, who has no family, and they eat him. And they cannibalize him, and then when they get back, the court has to decide whether or not to charge them with murder, or if it was justified based on the fact that they were just trying to survive. It is within their human rights to do everything within their powers to survive. And that man was already supposedly going to die. So are they charged with murder? Like, what would their charge be? Sorry, it's so interesting. I'm so sorry. I'm having too much fun thinking about this.
健康の方なら俺は間違いなく死刑だろう。だが俺は死ぬことを恐れてね。
Oh my god, I'd pick this man's brain apart if I could.
やったもん勝ちだ。
Oh my god, this is so fun. Oh my god. Like, even the sentence. He knows what he's done is technically wrong. but he doesn't fear death. Ugh, this is so fun. What? Are you serious? Sanjo's flippantness made me quiver with rage. No, I'm girl, I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. I stated I'm sorry, I'm so happy right now. Picking this man apart is so fun. I'd started to take an unconscious step towards him when Okazaki blocked me with an arm.
三条君は過去に辛い思いをしただから復讐をしようとまで思った
Bro, now I will happily sit here in a stream for 4 hours and answer your philosophical questions. Happily! And like going in and like doing a deep dive and talking about philosophy, talking about certain situations and discussing. I love debating. I think it's such an amazing way to communicate with people. It's debating and having opinions because it widens our own horizons as human beings and allows us to be more open-minded. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. I will happily sit here for 4 hours and talk philosophy. I think that'd be so fun. Sorry, we're getting off track.
君は痛みを
I'm having
警察にいたなら救えなかった苦しみも知ってる君が殺した人たちの家族や友人その人たちに同じ理不尽を味わわせてまで
a great
やった
counter
者勝ち
argument.
だって本気で言えるの
That is a great counter argument, Okazaki.
だからだよ。理不尽だと思うだろ。それが世の真実だ。俺はそれが許せなくて、この世界に失望した。
I will happily book. I will schedule that. I will figure. I will do it next week. I will happily schedule that. I would happily schedule that. Oh my god, that sounds like so much fun. I would happily do that. I'll pull that up. Hell, I'll do it. I love philosophy, guys. Like, something funny that me and my best friend do is literally we'll sit on the phone together and we'll debate about philosophical questions because it's fun and we both love philosophy. Because it widens your horizons so much. It makes you so much more open-minded. Because the key to philosophy and debating is you don't take anything somebody says as a personal attack. You take everything in strides and you don't pick sides. You don't have morals when you talk philosophy. You can, of course, feel like something is wrong. Honestly, I will do it. Like that's the thing with philosophy is nobody's wrong in philosophy. Everything is valid and everything is correct and everything has cause. So when you debate with someone, you're not debating to prove your point as something being right or wrong. You're debating to clarify why something may be right or wrong. But at the end of the day, no one wins, which I love. It's so interesting. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. That can't be.
8月の動機になったネットいじめもそうだな。画面の向こうに生きた人間がいると想像もできずに。
That is being garbage people online. Do not do that. That is garbage behavior.
ネットごときにのめり込むやつが悪いか。だがネットは空想や幻想の世界じゃない。確かに現実とつながってる。影響を及ぼす。
Honestly, it's so fun. Oh, I love debating.
それを忘れて、有名税だからと芸能人を貶める。気に入らない奴の悪事をでっち上げて広める。いくらでもやりたい放題だ。広大なネット世界を取り締まりきれるわけもなく、片隅の掲示板の書き込みで人格を否定され、今日も像を育ててる奴がいる。たかがネットだから、壁の落書きと同じだから。自分のしたことの重さに気づかず、眠ったら忘れる。また同じことを繰り返す。
God, this is so fun.
やったもん勝ちじゃねえか。そうだろ？それが許される世界なんて普通じゃねえんだよ。
I don't disagree with anything he stated so far. He has, in every way, He is not wrong. Does it make it right? No. But he's not wrong. I'm having too much fun, guys. I love this game so much because it makes you question your morals. It's so fun. What I learned by listening to Sanjo was philosophy. You're welcome for your philosophy lessons today, kids. Was his distrust for society. No, for humanity. And I could tell that at one time, he had been a very honorable man.
じゃあそういう被害を受けた人の代わりに君が復讐を果たしたってことだね。あれだけの人間を殺したのはそのネットいじめの被害者に同情したから。
同情？そういう生ぬるい話じゃないんだがな。そもそも俺は8月の事件を起こしただけで本来動機となったやつとは交流がないんでね。
That's even... I would pick your brain apart if I could. I have so many questions for you. What do you mean? You never contacted the person who committed the substitute murder? You committed the substitute murder for?
三条たちをまとめて指揮を執ってる
Hold on, I gotta
アド
respond.
ニスの人間がいるってことだろうね。
Yes! Okay, Prophet is called Sanjo Hot. Prophet is called Sanjo Hot! Yes, I was correct. Great, thanks. Hold on, let me text them back. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Thank you, Prophet! Thank you! Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. I want to get through this chapter.
俺たちは基本駒に過ぎない。その代
Oh,
わり
sorry.
俺たちの願いを叶えてもらう制約をした。
君の願いは轟の死。
いや、
It's canon lore now. Yeah, it is. For a moment, Sanjo was silent. His expression was a mix of pain and recollection, as if he was reliving the past.
破滅だ。
Destruction. But when he looked up again, his eyes were devoid of any human warmth. His lack of hope mirrored his choice of words. He wanted to destroy it all. So he joined Adonis. There was no anger or sadness there. They were eyes that reflected the abyss.
ある意味正当なテロリストの姿だね。
I mean, or he's a really good philosopher. One of the two.
SP の岡崎だったか？お前も死にたがりだろ？
Excuse me?
俺と同じだ。
Excuse me?
死に場所を求める目をしてる。
Okazaki is... He couldn't hide his shock. To think that Okazaki could be just like Sanjo, who only wanted destruction. There was no reason to believe that.
なんで俺の名前を知ってるの？
お前たちも俺を調べたんだからおあいこだろ？
やっぱり首輪を通して聞いていた。いや、首輪を操作してる人間伝いで報告を受けてる。
さあな。
Sanjo smiled boldly. From what Okazaki had said, he'd wondered if Sanjo was the person behind the collar, but that probably wasn't the case. The person behind the collar wasn't the type to risk being exposed, which meant that Sanjo had been told about information that the collar had picked up. I understand what you're trying to say, and that you aren't afraid of capture or death. As a police officer, I have to arrest you, but there's something I want you to tell me.
なんだ？
I won your contest, right? I stopped tonight's murder. So I'd like you to keep your end of the bargain.
はあ？これまでの話で理解できなかったか？俺の話なんざ聞いても 何の価値もねえよ。轟のやったことを根節丁寧に説明しても胸くそ悪いだけだろうし、今さら世間に公表されたところで
That's
罰
not
せ
the
られる
point.
わけでもねえ。
Still, I need to know. As a police officer, I can't ignore this. There's a blight within the police, and there are people who have been hurt by it. That's all the more reason not to bury it.
下っ端のお嬢ちゃんがいくら訴えたところで何も変わらねえと思うが。
I know that. This is just for my own satisfaction. I still want to hear it from you.
聞いても楽しくねえと思うけどな。あまり話しすぎてボスに怒られたくもねえし。ああ、でも嬢ちゃんを試すことになるならそれもありって判断はしそうか。
I thought I heard Sanjo whispering something. Then he quietly moved his arm. Oh, that's a gun! That's a gun! That is a gun! Sanjo drew a gun from his holster. Now that's hot. An instant later, Okazaki had drawn his pistol. He then methodically adjusted his position to completely shield me from Sanjo's view with his own body. Okazaki!
大丈夫。心配しないで。
いい反応だな。殺しちまうのには惜しい人材だ。
Damn.
ここで射撃勝負ってのも悪くはねえが、お前らのおかげで少し楽しみが増えた。
Before I could process what he was saying, Okazaki! I heard a gunshot, and I dove to the ground.
威嚇射撃だよ。どこも撃たれてない。ごめん。まさか外してくると思わなくて追撃が遅れた。逃げられた。
Peering out from behind Okazaki, I saw that Sanjo had disappeared. Please don't apologize. Let's follow him.
君は外で待機してた方がいい。今の惨状はどんな行動に出るかわからない。
No, I still have questions for him. I know I'll slow you down, and I'm sorry, but I can shoot if need to. Please take me with you.
でも
Although the entrance to the park was sealed off, it was still possible to lose Sanjo's trail in here. I gulped and looked at Okazaki. Please, I trust you to protect me.
それを言われちゃったら仕方ないな。絶対に俺の後ろから離れないでね。それから君は銃を抜かないで。
え？
相手は狙撃の腕が相当高い。
Oh, I gathered that much. He's
銃を
shot
持ってる人間の
15
方
people
が
in the
狙
head.
われやすい。
But that means you.
今は適材適所を考えて君を傷つけるわけにはいかないんだ。
Oh boy, welcome back. More Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku. Oh boy, more Miku. All right. You missed our philosophy lesson. I nodded in agreement, and we headed off in the direction that Sanjo had fled.
こっちの方に逃げたはずだけど。隠れて！
A bullet impacted the ground about 1 meter in front of Okazaki. Where did that come from?
あの木の陰からだね。大丈夫。もう方向は分かってるから。一方的にやられることはないよ。
危険を顧みず追いかけてきたか。本当に気の強い無謀な嬢ちゃんだ。
それが彼女のいいところだよ。それに俺が守るから心配ない。
岸気取りか。お前みたいなやつが一体どんな理由でそいつを守ってるか知らねえが。いいだろう。轟の話してやるよ。
I couldn't see the speaker, but his voice had my undivided attention.
ま、さっき言ったのと同じだ。やったもん勝ち。あいつは権力を傘に来て何人もの警察官の人生を壊し続けた。 昔駆け出しの警察官だった頃は俺なりに警察ってもんを信じてたし、俺なりの正義もあったかもしれねえ。だが
Oh my
正
god.
義なんてのはすぐに崩れ去った。毎日昼夜問わず暴力罵倒は当たり前。上司のミスで責任を押し付けられ、功績を上げても上司の手柄にされる。まあそんな毎日でも誰かのためになってると思って続けてた。だが決定的だったのは轟の不備による交通事故で死亡者が出た時だ。葬式に行ってお前が遺族に土下座してこいと言われた。
Damn. Proper noun.
もう洗脳だったな。あいつの圧力に従うの
And
は
once
当
more,
たり前だっ
Todd's being crazy.
た。言われた通り土下座してひどい罵りを。
I'm gonna ignore you guys right now. I want to psychoanalyze this. Give me a minute.
もう限界だ。どうして今まで我慢してたんだ。逃げればいいじゃねえかと思ったある日、轟が笑いながら同僚に話しているのを聞いた。あいつに土下座させてやったのは俺の愛情。あれであいつも箔がついた。
Holy shit.
遺族も気が晴れて円満解決。みんな幸せでハッピーエンドじゃねえか。だとよ。
That's fucking disgusting. I felt a chill run down my spine as Sanjo told the disturbing tale with utter indifference.
俺は怒りに燃えたんじゃない。その時心から恐怖を覚えた。
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to philosophy over here. Leave me be.
轟だけでなく周りの同僚たちもそれを聞いて楽しそうに笑ってたんだ。狂ったように
Fucking
笑い
rude.
俺と同じように麻痺していたのかもし
I
れない
can't read.
こいつらは人間じゃねえって思ったよ。
When he finished, there was silence. Okazaki and I didn't say anything. I can empathize with your position, but that's all the more reason I can't allow this lurching. I don't know. I hope that was the right word. That was the only earnest remark I could make. Sanjo stepped out of the shadow, gun in hand. Okazaki watched him intently without letting his guard down.
じゃあ他の誰が裁く。警察や法は奴らを裁こうとしない。このまま野放しにしておけっていうのか。
だから君たちが警察になり代わって裁くってこと。君たちの勝手な判断基準で裁いて世間が喜ぶと思ってるなら大間違いだよ。ルールのない無秩序な世界になる。この世界に警察は絶対に必要だ。確かに警察の汚職事件や不祥事は多い。曖昧な法で傷つく人もたくさんいる。
He looks so sad.
でも規模が大きい組織であればあるほど全てにおいて清廉潔白ではいられない。
Pronounced Lin. Okay. He wields a gun. Yes.
警察官として働いていたなら
Thank you, Mary.
自分が守ってきたものの多さも知ってるよね。警察っていう組織がなくなってしまったら苦しむ人、傷つく人、悲しむ人が今より格段に増えるんだ。
綺麗事を並べてくれてありがとうな。でも俺はそんなことはどうでもいいんだ。この先誰が泣こうが苦しもうが俺には関係ねえ。俺は俺の復讐を果たした。あとは流れに身を任せて楽しむだけだ。
Ah, yes. Sanjo is a rat holding gun. Sanjo is a rat holding gun. Now all I can see is like the dancing toothless, the dee 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 dee
警察っていう腐った組織が崩壊すればもっと気が晴れる。
ついでそれで気が晴れるなんて、君は元上司と同類になってるんじゃないの。本当は分かってるんだよね。こんなことをしても誰の気も晴れない。君のやってることに意味なんてない。
Okazaki brings a very valid argument. Sanjo glared at Okazaki with narrowed eyes. He raised his chin, but he didn't move.
だから言っただろ。もう意味がないことなんて分かりきってるんだよ。
Howdy!
そうみたいだね。言葉で説得できないことを分かったよ。
Weedle. Level 1 Weedle. I'm just seeing the dancing toothless in my head now, guys.
岡崎、お前はやけに警察を信じてるようだが、警察って組織を守るために小さな犠牲は仕方ねえって言うなら、結局それも俺たちテロ組織と同じ考えじゃねえか。アドニスの目的は再生だ。この汚染された国から犯罪者を一掃する。恒久的な平和のために犠牲は必要だって考えだからな。
Yes, you walked in at a perfect time. You actually just missed our philosophy lesson. We talked philosophy a little bit before that. And now we're also going to play a game where we have a full discussion about philosophy.
今後、平和を管理するのが警察じゃなく、アドニスになるってだけの話だ。
平行線だね。
Oh my god, my stomach. I'll look good for it, it's fine. Excuse me, I'm at least level 7. Oh my lord, you all start with the point at my D&D party. Chat, what the hell?
そうだな。
They continued to glare at each other. Sanjo was the first to break the tension.
約束通り話したぜ。俺にもう用はないだろう。ここで捕まえるか、逃がしてまた泳がせた。
Who was the perpetrator of the November incident?
ハッキングが得意な奴が一人いてな。信号操作はそいつがやった。何度も言うが、俺たち駒を捕まえても意味はないぜ。
To crush you. Bro, yeah, big Mexican woman, right? Sorry. Sorry. Yes, yes, there is. Even if you're just a pawn, arresting you can reduce the number of casualties. With that, I bravely took a step forward. Okazaki warned me, but I shook my head to indicate that I'd be fine. So, kiss Sanjo, and placing you under arrest for committing the August murders. Break my windows. We love Latinas. We love them Latinas. Mousie's Latina. Love Mouse.
彼女の言う通りだよ。
Maybe you know who is a cop.
君を逃がして泳
Is
がせ
it
た
now?
ところで
You
組織に
you
つながる
certainly
よう
are
なボロを
driving
出すと
something.
は思えない。
I'm so sorry. Shut up, bitch. Anyways.
それに君がただの駒っていうのは俺にはちょっと違和感があるんだ。
何
11月まで毎月起こってた事件の実行犯は互いに面識がない。アドニスの指示で誰の復讐かも知らずに手を下していた。それは理解できる。一人が捕まっても他の人間に影響が出ない。
Yo, Sonic's in the heights. Let's go.
するためにも自然だ。それに駒同士での結託も避けられるしね。君たちがもともとテロ組織の人間ならともかく、復讐心を利用された一般人なら、アドニスは実行犯同士の接触を避けたいはずだ。多分互いに顔も名前も知らないんじゃないかな。そしてそれが前提なら 各月の実行犯はおそらく彼女のことを知らない菅原梨香がいい例だ。首輪を見て動揺はしていたけど、彼女とは明らかに初対面だった。それに首輪をつけた人間は彼女に X デー事件を調べろと要求してる。実行犯が彼女の存在を知っていた。警戒されて捜査もまともにできないからね。
You read on my What? What? What?
でも、
Oh
三
my
女、
lord.
君はそれに当てはまらない。君は彼女のことも首輪を通した話も知っていた。多分君だけが違う。他の駒と違ってアドニスの中枢にいる、または中心人物を知る立場なんじゃないかな。
やれやれ。
Oh, that was hot. This is cool. What the fuck, guys? Devin. It's really. But I'll be listening. Oh my god, what the fuck, chat? What the fuck? Sanjo sighed, as if he were admitting to Okazaki's deductions. I must say, Okazaki's deductions surprised me. It certainly made a lot of sense.
やっぱりお前は俺が苦手なタイプだな。
Oh my god.
どうぞ。
It was this big! My lord.
何にしても同じだからこそ、その正義面にはヘドが出る。
As Sanjo spat out those words of contempt. Oh, Okazaki! It all happened so fast. Okazaki suddenly lunged in front of me. Oh my god, my stomach. It's just growling. It's hungry. I'll eat later. We're playing. Then there was a gunshot. His breaths were ragged. Are you all right? You're bleeding.
大丈夫だからそこから動かないで。
やっぱりか。
I couldn't help but be worried about Okazaki's wound, while Sanjo just laughed.
わざと照準をずらしたね。俺が彼女をかばうって分かってて。かなり高い技術だ。致命傷にならないところを狙ったのもわざと。
ずっと背後にかばってたが、さっきジョーちゃんが少し前に出て位置をずらしてくれ
I'll
た。
eat in a bit.
お前の
Okay, can we get this? Okay, the joke's ended. Move on now, please. Go back to your Miku.
撃つじゃなきゃ。
Oh shit, hold
俺
on.
お前の腕ならほぼ同時に撃てたはずだ。だが、撃つことよりジョーちゃんをかばうことを優先した。じゃなきゃ、俺に致命傷を与えられたかもしれねえのにな。
No.
ジョーちゃんには傷一つつけたくないってだ。やっぱり面白い。気が変わった。俺は捕まるつも
My
りはな
lord,
いぜ。
chat.
まだもう少しお前らと遊んでみたいんでね。
Don't make me bonk you. Sanjo had stopped speaking to us, but his lips were still moving. He looked like he was quietly muttering something. What? What did he say? I couldn't hear him from this distance, but it looked like he was about to try something. Okazaki had told me not to, but I decided to reach for my holster. Uh-oh. I heard an electric sound from over in Sanjo's direction. Ah! Suddenly, the ground just exploded between all of us. I was baffled. I was buffeted by the deafening. I was buffeted by the deafening sound and wind. Okazaki pulled me back and hugged me to shield me from the blast. I could hear a pained voice from above my head. My cheeks felt warm with air. I felt a swell of emotion. Okazaki! Okazaki had used his body to block a piece of shrapnel that had been kicked up by the explosion.
大丈夫
Oh no!
君は怪我ないね
You're so hurt! No, I won't ban you, but I said I'll bonk you. That's different. Oh, he's so injured! No, not a scratch, but Okazaki, you! I'll do it. Alright. I give you head pats, behave yourself. In a panic, I examined him. His shirt was torn to shreds, and there were terrible burns and wounds all over his body. This is terrible. We haven't even tried to stop the bleeding from the earlier gunshot wound. I'm sorry. This is my fault. It's because I didn't listen and stepped out.
これくらいなんともないよほら指は動くしちゃんと君を守れるよかった君に傷一つなくて
I shook my head in confusion, feeling horribly guilty that he was still smiling at me. I'll give you first aid, and then I'll call an ambulance.
待って最初から爆弾が仕掛けられていたならこのままここにいるのは危険だよ周囲に火が燃え移るのも時間の問題だし一旦中央の方まで戻った方がいい
I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me. But your wounds.
大丈夫だって俺これくらいの傷なら慣れてるから
Okazaki smiled like he always did. No, it was definitely more strained than usual. What are you saying? Of course, that smile didn't help a bit. Anyone could see that he wouldn't be fine. No matter how well he was trained, he'd probably go into shock. How could he possibly smile at a time like this?
他の場所にも仕掛けられているかもしれない持田さんに誰も入れないよう伝えて
I will. I'm afraid I don't have either of those. Apologies. I hurriedly called Mochida, but instead of me talking, I got an earful from him instead.
今の爆発音は何だ黒煙も見えるぞ
We were attacked with a bomb. Please don't let anyone inside the park.
分かった
三条の姿はもう見えない後を追うか入り口の近くまで戻るか
Okay, we're almost through.
どうする
My thoughts were a mess, but I made up my mind. Let's retreat. I might not be able to catch up to Sanjo. Even if I went after him alone, I couldn't leave Okazaki in his current condition. Let's fall back.
分かったこの分だと新宿園一
That is
帯
a
に爆
question
弾
I've
が
been
仕掛けられてい
asking
るかもしれ
for
ないし
years. Your guess is as good as mine. I called for an ambulance. Once I reported our status, I hung up right away. Let's tend to your wounds first. You're losing too much blood. I controlled my voice as much as I could to calm my nerves, and then I ripped my shirt off.
何してるの
Like I said, first aid. This is all I have available. I was a little embarrassed to be in my underwear, but priority wasn't really an issue right now. But propriety wasn't really an issue right now. Okazaki, on the other hand, seemed to be unusually shocked. He must have lost too much blood. Is it too tight? Just tough it out.
平気もっときつくてもいいくらいでも
Yep, get over it.
君に手当てしてもらうなんて情けないね
Contrary to his words, Okazaki looked quite happy. It didn't sit right with me, so I felt I had to say something about it while I was treating him. Why are you so happy about this? This wound obviously hurts. And this was all my fault. So why?
だって君をちゃんと守れたから。そのためならこの傷だって嬉しいよ。
The wrongness of the situation now far outweighed any gratitude or guilt I was feeling. Why do you have to go to such extremes? You could have gotten yourself killed trying to protect me back there, you know.
そうかもね。でも君は気にしなくていいよ。それが俺の望みだから。
What? Once I finished tying my shirt into a makeshift bandage, I let go and watched Okazaki.
ありがとう。処置はこれくらいでいいよ。早くここから脱出しよう。
This fucker. What did you mean?
今は喋ってる時間あまりないよ。
Huh? Oh, right. I only tore part of it. I can still wear it. My mind's still full of doubts. I put my shirt back on and buttoned it up. Anyways, we have to get out of here. He needs treatment soon. I stood up and then turned and offered my hand to Okazaki. Okazaki, can you walk? I'll lend you my shoulder, so grab hold.
大丈夫だよ。というか。
Okazaki sighed.
ね、ちょっといい？
Eh? He suddenly took hold of my shoulder and threw an arm around me.
よいしょ。
What? Suddenly I was swept off my feet.
じゃあ行くよ。ちゃんと捕まっててね。
We're so overtime, whatever. Okazaki! I shouted his name in surprise, but he had already started running with me in his arms. I was buffeted by the wind of another nearby blast.
やっぱりあの辺にも。急いだ方が良さそう。
Wait! Okazaki, put me down!
軽いね。ちゃんと食べてる？
Yes! No! Forget about that! Please put me down! You'll open your wound!
心配性だな。君だって少しやけどしたでしょ？
What a jerk. Sure. That's not worth carrying me over. I can run on my own, so...
この方が早いよ。それに予想以上に量が多いみたいだから。
More of what?
ほら、暴れると危ないでしょ。うっかりすると俺の傷口も開いちゃうし。
After he said that, I couldn't offer any more resistance. I desperately clung tightly to Okazaki as he carried me. So fast. Okazaki ran through the smoke at an incredible pace, despite being wounded and carrying someone else. Maybe this was actually faster. But his wounds... Okazaki's body felt hot. He had probably been burned. His clothes were in tatters. My chest tightened when I realized this.
こっちは危なそう。よっと。次はあっちかな。
Somehow, Okazaki knew that there were more bombs in the area, so he decided to change directions and avoid the path. How did you know?
経験でなんとなくね。
Experience? But how could that be instinctual?
大丈夫だよ。もう傷一つつけさせないから。
Okazaki.
その代わりおとなしくしがみついてて。君に怪我なんて絶対させたくないんだ。
Okay. August update has been added to materials. November update has been added to materials. And with the announce of chapter 5, that is where we're calling it for stream. Because I've gone far over time. Okay, yes, thank you. We'll let this play out really quickly. December 23rd, 9:35 a.m. And with that, we call it there for stream. Let's head back. Okay, brilliant. That was fun. We got through a lot today. We got through a lot. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope you all enjoyed my little philosophy lesson, as we put it. I had a lot of fun today. That was a lot of fun, guys. We've got a lot to process with everything that's happened in the chapters, but super fun, super happy. Thank you all so much for coming out and joining me today for stream. It has been lovely hosting you and all of your chaotic shenanigans. But with that, oh, let me actually move. Chat. Oh, is chat locked? No, oh, that's why. Yeah. Fun stream. Thank you all so much. Yes, thank you so much for coming out. It's been an honor hosting you. I've had a lot of fun today. And I will have a stream schedule worked up for at least by Sunday night or Sunday afternoon. We'll have it up. So yeah, thank you all little stars so much for coming out and watching my stream. It's been a lovely time. I had a lot of fun voice acting and reading for you guys today. And I swear to God, I'm getting better at reading somewhat. But with that, I'm gonna head out of here. I've got shit to do, and I'm sure lots of you do too. So thank you so much, little stars, and I'll see y'all later.